How's it going, everyone? My name is Broken Pinky, your coach of the Houston Dracos, and welcome back to the ICPL. We are here for week 4, the team builder and battle. We're doing a little bit more experimentation. You know the vibes. Still trying to get our bearings, all sorts. But I mean, the YouTube side is a little bit sus, but the battles have been going pretty well. We have our 3-0 record, winning all 3 of our games with 4 Pokemon remaining. So we have a good differential and a good stat count. But our week 4 match is going to be up against the Apex Arcanines, who are 2-1. And hot on our heels. Let's take a look at this matchup here. And I'm going to try and go a little bit quick. Time is of the essence here because I'm recording this. And I'm going to immediately jump into the battle as opposed to doing 2 separate recordings and stitching them together. So we'll see how this goes. The battle's going to be in 23 minutes. So that's going to be our timer. But our team is on the left there with all the transactions and stuff from a few weeks prior. And let's just go over it real fast. So first off, Zama's in the Crown. Very, very scary Pokemon. Super duper fast. Very bulky. Dauntless Shield is a great ability. This makes this thing a very good late game cleaner with boosted body presses that, you know, just hit for so much damage off of like 140 defense, stab, +1, and it can boost it further with iron defense. I think it also gets bulk up. And just steal and fighting coverage into my team is actually pretty solid. It is a little bit weak. Just that attack set isn't amazing, but it's workable. It's quad resistance to Stealth Rock. So pretty solid, but a huge weakness of Zama's Underground is that it cannot hold an item, which we are going to hopefully exploit with the rest of the members of our team. Kyurem is just absolutely terrifying. I had to bring one Pokemon for Kyurem and Kyurem alone pretty much. Hits so hard. Freeze Dry, Ice Beam, Draco Meteor, Earth Power, Focus Blast on a spec set. Just hits so hard. It can also pull off a really annoying DD sub Roost set, or DD substitute Dragon Dance set. To Salt PP, but obviously can't do that nearly as well with Roost gone. Roost being gone kind of funnels Kyurem in an offensive direction, which is honestly preferable, but it hits so hard offensively that it's still scary. Speaking of hitting hard offensively, Ursaluna, Guts, Flame Orb, Facade, Stab, just ravages my team. Headlong Rush is great coverage, and I mean Brambleghast resists both of those, but Headlong Rush just hits so hard that it does like 70-80%. It's so insane. It's also very, very bulky. It is pretty slow, and it can be a little bit dependent on its item, whether it be Flame Orb, Leftovers, Assault Vest, even Custad Berry I've seen. But it's very scary. Has a really good coverage move pool, but just its stab moves hits so hard into my team that it can be pretty scary. Next up is Skarmory. Steel Flying type, very, very bulky on the physical side, access to both Stealth Rock and Spikes. So it's a great hazard setter, has access to Roost, also has access to Body Press with Iron Defense, much like the Zamazenta. So a lot of fighting attacks are going to be coming out from my opponent, and a lot of steel attacks as well. So we got to keep that in mind. But it's just a good check to most physical attackers. But to be honest, against the offense on my team, it doesn't do that well into anything but Staraptor. Latios sits around it. Lucario can go special. Iron Bundle obviously shreds it. Cinderace hits it super effectively. With Fable, even Life Orb Flamethrower just hits hard, and Bellibolt, obviously Stab Discharge. Arcanine could be a pretty big threat if I don't play my cards right, because like my Lucario, it just gets Extreme Speed, and it's actually faster than my Lucario, so if we both click E-Speed, the Arcanine's going to win out in that exchange. So a little bit scary. It can hit pretty hard on the physical side. Its move pool is a little bit limited. I don't know if it still gets Morning Sun. I'm pretty sure it lost both Toxic and Teleport, which were really good moves it had in Gen 8. But it's still just a really bulky Intimidate pivot that hits pretty hard, and it can stick around for a good while. Porygon 2 is just straight up one of the bulkiest Pokemon like in the game with a Violite. Really good mixed defenses, really good HP stat. Just makes this thing so hard to take down. Trace and Download are both incredible abilities that this thing gets. And it has a really good special coverage. Ice Beam, Thunderbolt, Tri-Attack, Shadow Ball. Usually some of that's going to be on the move pool, along with stuff like Recover and Thunder Wave. Just makes this thing really annoying to take down if you let it just, I guess, be annoying. Slowbro can also be pretty annoying. It got Scald back in the first DLC of the Teal Mask. It did lose access to Teleport, which is a huge, huge boon for me. It's really bad for Slowbro because it used to just be a great pivot. Now it's much worse at doing that, but it's still a very bulky Pokemon. It's a great check to my Cinderace, which has an awesome matchup to my opponent. And then lastly are the 2 Terra Captains, and this is where things really get scary. Let me just take a sip of water. Chinchino has access to Tidy Up, so this is going to be... Chinchino's the only hazard mover, but when it was reintroduced, it got access to Tidy Up, and it's by far the best user of it compared to Mousehold and Furret, at least in a draft league context in my opinion, because it can still terrestrialize. It's very fast, tail slaps it very hard, it gets access to loaded dice and technician in this generation. So tail slaps, bullet seeds, rock blasts, and triple axles are all going to hit pretty hard, especially after a +1/+1. It can terrestrialize into a normal ghost or fairy type. Now, if you look into my most of opponent's team, aside from Terra Ghost on both Cinccino and Zoroark, there is not even a resistance to fighting type attacks, and there's a lot of Pokemon weak to them, notably Zamazenta, Kyurem, Ursaluna, and Porygon. So yeah, well, the resistance is Slowbro, but fighting type attacks kind of ravage this team, so 2 Terra Ghost types can be very, very awkward to deal with. So yeah, if this thing turns into a Ghost type, that can be very hard for something like Lucario that wants to pick it off with a fighting move. And then Terra Fairy is just generally good typing. And then Zoroark just causes a lot of really annoying mind games. You know, just with the illusion ability, it can disguise a lot of stuff. It gets access to both Sword Stance and Nasty Plot. It can be physical or special depending on what it wants to disguise as. It's very fast. It hits pretty hard. Terra, Dark, Fire, and Ghost are the types. Ghost, again, is annoying for the fighting immunity. And Terra Fire can actually make it hit pretty hard with Flamethrower. And Dark and Fire coverage is pretty solid in most of my team, especially since it also can augment that with Sludge Bomb to hit with Fable. So, overall, a lot of threats, but there's a massive gaping weakness to fighting type attacks on my opponent's side. And Zamazenta being item locked can actually be taken advantage of pretty well. So let's look at this. Let's look at the squad. First up, the first 3 weeks, there's been no hazards pretty much. The only hazard that's been set up has been week 1, turn 1, where I got T-Spikes put on my side, and I said I'm done with that. We are setting up hazards with our Lil Glizzy. Spikes, Bulldoze, Knockoff, Protect. This is our dedicated lead. Spike stacking. Pretty much no matter what, if I don't see lead Kyurem, I just click Spikes. Just that simple. If I don't see lead Kyurem, I just click Spikes. Spikes are so good in this team. It's so good at chipping down Zamazenta. It's super good at chipping down the Porygon too, and it's great for identifying which Pokemon is going to be Zoroark. That's the big difference, because obviously not every Pokemon takes Spikes damage. And if I can remember how much health each Pokemon have coming in and they take more Spikes damage, that's just really helpful. So just keeping that all in line in my brain makes Spikes really, really good, and I want to have it. Knockoff and Bulldoze are just to keep it like this. The point of this thing is to stay on the field until it dies. So Knockoff lets it be annoying by removing items. Bulldoze lets it drop opponent's speed, and the Protect lets me scout potential lead Kyurem if I really feel like staying in, or if I just want to scout a move and just see what happens. Next up, Specs Bundle, Mysterious Girl, Freeze Dry, Hydro Pump, Flip Turn, and Water Pulse. Water Pulse is just a reliable water stab. I debated on having Ice Beam, but Water Pulse is about like 30% to Zamazenta if it's max HP, and I was like, nah, I value that. So this is the first time we have to bring Timid because Zamazenta is just so fast. But other than, I mean, Iron Bundle outspeeds everything on this team, and a Spec set just hits it all really, really hard. Freeze Dry is like a almost guaranteed 2-KO on Skarmory, I'm pretty sure. Hydro Pump can do a ton of damage to Porygon too. Freeze Dry obviously does a ton to Slowbro. Hydro Pump and Water Pulse both decimate the Arcanine. And then, yeah, I mean, pretty much nothing was to switch on an Iron Bundle. And, yeah, I mean, that's about it. This thing just hits really fast, hits really hard. It's a great pivot. It's Iron Bundle. It's what it does. So, super excited to be using it. Next up, we have another interesting Lucario set. We are bringing special Nasty Plot Lucario this week. Nasty Plot, Aura Sphere, Dark Pulse, Vacuum Wave, holding a Life Orb with a Steadfast ability. So, these EVs are a little bit weird. I'll go through them one by one. The speed is for Zero Speed something. I forgot what it was. It might be Zero Speed Arcanine. Or, like, it's for, like, Speed Crept Arcanine to outspeed Lucario speed creeping it. It's weird, but this thing outspeeds Speed Crept Arcanine, or if it's like really bulky and zero speed, then this thing outspeeds. It has the special bulk to live, I think, 2 Psychics from Slowbro before I Terra. And the rest is just dumped into defense. And then the HP is there for the good Life Orb number. Pretty much, Life Orb takes away 10% of your health. So if you make your max HP end with a number 9, then it actually takes away the least percentage of health possible with Life Orb, because Pokemon damage always truncates as opposed to rounding. I said fighting moves just destroy this team, and that's just true. Like, after a Nasty Plot, Lucario just hits so incredibly hard with Terra fighting. Like, after a Nasty Plot, I win the game pretty much. Terra Ghost notwithstanding. Just because +2 Vacuum Wave after Terra Fight, it OHKOs Zamazenta, it OHKOs Kyurem, it OHKOs Ursaluna and Trick Room, but Aura Sphere does that too. +2 Aura Sphere kills the Skarmory, it kills the Porygon, +2 Dark Pulse kills the Slowbro. I mean, everything just perishes to Lucario. It's so incredibly strong in this matchup. And I gave it Life Orb just because that extra damage really, really matters. So this is going to be my primary Terra Captain, because if I can Terrasilize fighting in the mid game or the late game and get up a nasty plot, which my bulk lets me do pretty easily in front of stuff like Slowbro and Porygon, the game could just be over. So that is what we are cooking with the Lucario. Next up, debut of the Iron Guy, our Registeel. Leftover set, max HP, max special defense, a little bit of speed, just so we can outrun Ursaluna if it's 0 speed. Stealth Rock, Thunder Wave, Body Press, and Protect. Again, fighting moves hit really hard. This thing cannot hit the Terra Ghost Pokemon, but that's fine. It's not really meant to, like, damage them. Best case scenario, I get a Thunder Wave off on either of them. I did consider running, like, Iron Head or Heavy Slam, but I valued having Protect to scout and to get a little bit extra Leftovers recovery. Registeel is just here pretty much entirely for Kyurem. Most Kyurem sets are going to lose to Registeel. Specs Earth Power has a chance to 2-shot me, but with Protect, I get a little more Leftovers recovery, so it shifts a bit more back into my favor. Focus Blast obviously hits really hard, but that's just the game you play, and I have to hope I don't get hit by 2 Focus Blasts in a row so I can slow it down and whatnot. But Registeel is pretty simple. It's just really bulky, hits pretty hard, and it's going to set up Stealth Rock, which is going to be pretty good in this matchup. Next up, we got our small bestie, Terra Water set, Rocky Helmet with Electromorphosis, Discharge, Slack Off, Chilling Water, and Reflect. We're not running Volt Switch this week. I wanted to get the pairs with Discharge, and I wanted to be able to stay in. I'm running Electromorphosis over Static, just because, actually, I don't really have a good reason why I'm running Electromorphosis over Static. I just kind of am, because boosted Discharges hit really, really hard. I'm already going to be spreading plenty of Paralysis, so I didn't really feel like I needed the extra chance. The extra damage, especially on something like Zamazenta or Cinccino, is really enticing. And Rocky Helmet already is going to dissuade them from hitting me with physical contact moves. And Static, I mean, I felt like it was just a bit redundant, because the first time, you know, you're not going to be hitting me much. And Electromorphosis is just more generally useful, because the only electric immunity is that Ursaluna, which does not like taking Chilling Water. I have a lot of physical defense, a little bit of speed, again, to outrun 0 speed Luna. And then Reflect is great for all the physical attackers that my opponent has. Makes things a lot easier around the Ursaluna, around the Zamazenta, around the Arcanine, and even around stuff like the Skarmory and the Cinccino. So Bellibolt is just a general tech to most physical attackers. And then last up, we have Zekrom Kick, our Cinderace, running the Choice Scarf set with the ability Libero, Pyro Ball, High Jump Kick, U-Turn, and Iron Head is the moveset. Iron Head is here strictly for Terra Fairy Cinccino. Cinderace with the Choice Scarf outruns everything on the opponent's team possible, other than like a +2 speed and something, because Zamazenta cannot hold a Choice Scarf, and Cinderace is naturally faster than everything else. Speed is for the Cinccino, obviously. Pyro Ball one-shots Cinccino regardless of its Terra type, or at least has a really good chance to. And after Spikes or Stealth Rock, that's just guaranteed. Iron Head is always hit Terra Fairy, and is also just a move that doesn't miss. U-Turn for pivoting, and High Jump Kick, because, again, fighting type attacks absolutely ravage my opponents. So, I mean, there's the team of 6. The plan here is just click fighting moves. It's not much more complicated than that. Fighting attacks just hit so hard. Oh, I don't have the Stacklers on. Man, oh well. You can imagine them. Lucario has blue special attack. Iron Bundle has blue special attack. I don't know, man. You know the vibes, hopefully. This is a matchup that I feel like is very much in my favor, just because my offense is so incredible, and my defense is a great way of just sponging most of my opponent's offense, but I can't get too complacent. I have to be very smart with how I play, making sure I note down all the spikes damage, making sure I note down all the Stealth Rock damage, making sure I spread the right status, making sure I have the right attackers in at the right time. So it's in my favor, but I have to play pretty calculated, and I definitely can't take this for granted, because we're approaching the middle of the season, and I really want to keep my lead on the pack, because playoffs are coming sooner than you think. It's only 8 weeks of regular season, so if I can get 5 wins in the regular season, that's almost assuredly going to guarantee me a spot in the playoffs. So at the end of the day, that's what I'm playing for. I'm trying to just get 5 wins in the regular season, get into the playoffs, and then after that, I can really just do whatever I want, and just make sure that we are all set up for glory. But with that being said, that is the team builder. We get survive for like the next 8 minutes, I think, if I just don't cut this out. I might just cut it out. We'll see how it goes. But regardless, see you guys at the battle. All right, an opposing trainer has been found. Good luck, have fun versus to WhatSphinx. Let's get right into the battle. We are back. Okay, Ursaluna, Slowbro, Zamazenta, Arcanine, Porygon 2, and Kyurem. Okay, so no Zoroark, no Chinchino, no Terra Captains, which means our fighting moves are going to be super strong. I'm just going to lead Gligar. That is the goal. If we see lead Kyurem, that's going to be very scary. No Skarmory either. So, neither of the Terra Captains and no Skarmory. Good luck, have fun, my man WhatSphinx. Let's put on one heck of a show. To the tune of Nemona theme. Hopefully, I think, if I set it up all right. All right. I feel good about this matchup, but obviously time will tell. The proof is going to be in the pudding. The pudding, of course, being the play. It is going to be lead Arcanine versus lead Gligar. So I could go right for the Bulldoze. It's going to be Intimidate right off the bat. I'm just going to get spikes up here, though, as is my promise. What does Arcanine even get, honestly? Let's open up Showdown. I have no idea what that Pokemon does anymore. But this is free hazards for me, and I will always be happy with free hazards. Does it get Morning Sun? It does get Morning Sun still. It doesn't get Teleport anymore. It gets Scorching Sands, gets Roar, Will-O-Wisp, stuff like that. Bulldoze could have been the play, expecting a Kyurem to come in, but I just want to get at my spikes as soon as possible. So yeah, Arcanine's going to switch out. This is probably going to be the Kyurem. I could have gone for knockoff. I could have gone for Bulldoze. Yeah, here's the Kyurem coming right in. Going to be applying that pressure. So we get a spike off. Real nice and fast. So I could go for Protect to see what, move it wants to go for. But I think I'm just going to go Registeel. If it is Specs, I'm just going to go back into Gligar. Like Specs, Earth Power, or Focus Blast. So let's calculate damage real fast. So we got Registeel in. We got our little Iron guy. It is going to go for Sub. This is what I wanted to prevent from happening. So it's Substitute, which means Earth Power is going to be a 3-shot at best. Body Press should always break the Sub, so I'm going to go right for that. We might see the Slowpoke or the Slowbro come in. So it's Body Press, or it's Sub Kyurem, no lefties. No lefties, probably Boots. So yeah. If it's no boosting item, then Earth Power is not going to do any damage to me. Life Orb could do some damage. Let's see. My man's just taking a while for this turn, which, I mean, it makes sense. It's not a great matchup. It's going to be switching out, yeah. Switching out hard. Probably into the Slowbro, if I had to guess. It's actually Ursula. Okay, who's that? That's the Ursaluna. Okay, it takes Spikes damage. And it's going to eat a fat Body Press from my Registeel. Oh my god! Okay. So it's Guts Ursaluna. Is that any HP? No, it has 0 bulk. It is max speed. Okay, this thing is going to outspeed me. For sure, for sure. I'm going to go back into Gligar, I think. It's my best switch in, but also just I can get more spikes up. And with no Tidy Up, there's no way to remove the spikes. And again, more spikes up is going to be better against the Zamazenta. So let's see. It's going to be the Drain Punch, which is not going to do any damage to me. Yeah, you're going to have to hit me with Facade if you want to do meaningful damage. I might be in range of Facade right now. I don't think I am, actually. Adamant Burned. Yeah, I actually live Facade right now. So I'm going to get a Spikes up. Alright, we got 2 layers. It's going to go for the Facade. Does big damage. And I can get a 3rd Spike up. What does my opponent have? It's got the Porygon 2, Arcanine. Bulldoze could get some nice chip on it, but I think afterwards I just go to Iron Bundle. And Freeze Dry should always kill this Ursaluna. I don't think Ursaluna gets Quick Attack. He's Does it get quick attack? It does not. Okay. So I'm gonna get all 3 of my spikes up. Oh wait, I already have 3 spikes up. Wait, no I don't. It was pressure. Okay, I'm dumb. So yeah, Ursaluna's gonna kill me with Facade. Ursaluna kills Gligar with Facade. But we have all our spikes up, which I'm super happy about. And this gives me a free as hell switch in into my Iron Bundle. And I gotta click a nice freeze dry here. And this has potential to two-shot anything that comes in. I could try and predict the Arcanine, but there's no real reason to, so I'm gonna just click freeze dry. No reason to overthink it. And we just got the kill. So Iron Bundle kills Ursaluna with freeze dry. And now my opponent does not know my Iron Bundle set, so we'll see what they go into. It could be the Zamazenta, honestly, which would be best case scenario because that gets a ton of damage off on it. It's gonna be Porygon 2. Okay, so it gets hurt by the spikes. It's gonna get a download boosted special attack. Okay, so that's kind of scary. Not gonna lie. But I'm just gonna go into, I think Registeel is my best play. Because this thing is probably here solely to check Iron Bundle. I could go to Lucario, but I just like going into Registeel a bit more. I don't really feel the need to set up Stealth Rock. Just getting off a Body Press is pretty nice. So we're gonna go into our Iron guy. Goes for a T-Wave. Okay. Makes sense. It's why I didn't want to go to Lucario. So we're gonna be paralyzed. Porygon 2, Thunder Wave. And it is download. Yeah, so we're gonna get off a nice Body Press onto something. It's probably gonna be the Slowbro coming in. Actually stays in and goes for Thunderbolts. That does nothing, yeah. Body Press. Huge, just pretty solid damage. Nothing mind-blowing, but pretty solid. I could make a play here. I could try to go Cinderace. I could also go into my Lucario. But I feel like it's just kind of overplaying a little bit. Getting Chip on this thing is super nice. It's going to switch out. Okay, so Porygon 2 is going to come in on Death's Door pretty much. Brosidon is probably the Slowbro. And it is. Is it Boots? It's not Boots. So no Boots on the Slowbro, it's lefties. I can't really get much from that Body Press damage. Nothing I can really extrapolate. But I think I'm just going to go right into my bundle. This shouldn't kill me with Psychic. Slowbro. So if it's max special defense, it has a chance to live Freeze Dry. Psychic does decent damage. I could go to Lucario if I wanted to be a bit safer, but fortune favors the bold. And even still, Iron Bundle has a solid chance of killing max special defense from this range. So if we get that damage roll, then that is super nice. Goes for Body Press. Oh my god. Leaves me with 3 HP. Gets a critical hit. That was a really lucky crit for my opponent. But I don't think it's going to matter too much at the end of the day. I'm going to go for a Freeze Dry. This has a solid chance to knock it out. And let's just see what happens. So it switches out. Might be the Arcanine coming in. It's actually the Porygon 2 Sack. So Iron Bundle kills Porygon 2 with Freeze Dry. And that's pretty good. So P2 and Ursaluna are down. Gligar is down as well, and my Iron Bundle is at 1 HP. So I can't really switch it in safely. I have to bring a Nats for a death. Arcanine is going to come in just to click Extreme Speed, I'm pretty confident. So I'm going to go right into Bellibolt. It's no boots on the Arcanine either. Gets the Intimidate off. And I'm just going to go hard Bellibolt. Again, no reason to overcomplicate things. And I can just set up a Reflect if I want to, or I can just click Discharge. Both of them are honestly really appealing. Discharge obviously is more appealing because I get the Electromorphosis. So here comes our shiny small beastie, rightfully shiny this week. There's the E-Speed, so Arcanine has Extreme Speed. So we reveal our ability, we reveal our helmets. I don't think we die to Earthquake here. Let's see, Bellibolt, Arcanine. 100. Earthquake into Bellibolt? Yeah, it does not do much damage at all. So I'm gonna go right for a Discharge. And that's going to do pretty big damage to anything that wants to come in. It goes for the Flare Blitz. So we should be able to pick up the kill. Yeah, we just swallow that. We do get burned, which does suck. It does suck, I'm not going to lie. But we do get charged with the Flare Blitz. Helmet's going to take damage. Recoil's going to take damage. And we're probably going to get the kill with Discharge. And that's exactly what happens. So, Bellibolt kills Arcanine with Discharge. Cool. So now, probably Kyurem comes in. I would imagine you don't want to bring in your Slowbro on a Bellibolt. If Zamazenta comes in, I just click Slack Off, honestly. Like, I'm not really worried. If it sets up, that can be a little bit annoying, but it's actually going to be Zamazenta. Okay. Zamazenta comes in. Takes spike damage. I could go for the Discharge here, but I just like clicking Slack Off. So I'm going to go right for that. I could go Terra Water here, but I want to save my Terra for Lucario. Just because there's actually a pretty solid chance that Terra Fight is going to sweep pretty soon with Vacuum Wave. Versus Zamazenta. So we actually live that with a little bit of HP, which is super duper nice. Yeah, Terra Fight Vacuum Wave does a lot of damage as Zamazenta ground. We're going to get a Slack Off right away. Yeah, so we need Zamazenta at about 45%. I'm just going to click Slack Off again. I'm perfectly fine to keep this going. Goes for another Body Press. And yeah. I mean, I can stay in here all day. All day. I have no problem with that. Bellibolt is just so bulky. I don't even need the Terra because I don't need the water typing. So we're going to go for another Slack Off. Goes for the Light Screen. Ooh. Interesting. Okay, I could match that with a Reflect. But I am charged. Light Screen is kind of heat, but that just makes Cinderace even more terrifying. Because I'm assuming there's no Reflect. Light Screen is some hot tech. I'll give it up. And it's dual screens. Okay. Body Press. Light Screen. Reflect. I'll give it up. It can't be Light Clay, so let's see. Check status. 3 turns of Light Screen, 4 turns of Reflect. I'm going to go for another Slack Off, I think. Just predicting it to stay in. It switches out into probably the Kyurem. Yeah, Kyurem comes in. And it's not even boots, so it's going to take a lot of damage. Gets off the pressure, so we are pretty low on Slack Offs at this point, but... I mean, Bellibolt has more than done its job at this point. And Zamazenta is absolutely in range of Lucario. Slowbro is going to be pretty close to it in range of Lucario. So we're just going to go right into Registeel. The goal is to make sure that this thing does not set up too much. So here comes our Registeel. We just have to avoid getting parried too many times. So here comes our Iron Guy. Is this going to be Earth Power? It's Dragon Dance. Okay, so it is Dragon Dance Kyurem. This could get scary. Well, actually, how much does Lucario Vacuum Wave do? To Kyurem. It could be Chople Berry as well. We cannot discount the possibility of it being Chople Berry. One Body Press is always going to put it in range of Vacuum Wave, though. Goes with a Scale Shot. Okay. And it misses. Oh, that sucks. I don't think that mattered. In fact, it might have helped. Yeah, because he lived that. Scale Shot missing did not matter because I just pick you off with Vacuum Wave every single day of the week. So it's Substitute Dragon Dance Kyurem. Okay. I think I talked about that in prep. And Light Screen is gone. Yeah, there's nothing stopping a Lucario endgame at this point. There's the Scale Shot now, and I think that means Registeel is going to pick up this kill pretty effortlessly. And honestly, Bellibolt can get the last few. Man, this is what I was talking about. I have too many demons on my team. I can't get Lucario in to do the right damage. It's actually going to be... I think it's going to be a loaded dice set with Scale Shot and Icicle Spear. That is fire. Do we get stuck in Para? I kind of hope we do so Lucario can pop off. We don't. So, Registeel is going to kill... Registeel kills Kyurem with Body Press. And I think the last two Pokemon are just going to lose to Bellibolts. So yeah, now Reflect is gone. It's going to be Brosidon going to be coming in, which is that Slowbro. And at this point, the play is always to go Bellibolt here. And I should just be able to 1v1 the Slowbro pretty effortlessly. If it reveals attack to be like Ice Beam and stuff, that doesn't matter. I just need to get enough. I just like one discharge assures I win the game with Lucario. So that's all I'm going for. It's going to be the Body Press. That does absolutely nothing. Body Press is going to charge me up. And now Discharge is going to do just massive, massive damage on the Slowbro now that I'm charged up. So we might just get a 5-0 here, which would be pretty sick. Bellibolt, proven wise, just an absolute menace, honestly. I could go for the Terra here, but I'm just not even going to click the Terra button. So there's a Discharge, and we actually get the kill with that. So Bellibolt kills Slowbro with the Discharge. And I think Bellibolt is going to get the last kill on the Zamazenta as well. So GG's to WhatSphinx. That was a... I'm sorry, man. That matchup was absolutely entirely out of your favor. I feel bad about that, but at the end of the day, Gligar is going to get the kill with the spikes. So Gligar kills Zamazenta with spikes. And that is a 5-0 for the Houston Dracos over the Apex Arcanine, putting our score at 4 game wins, 0 game losses, plus 17 differential, which means we are now officially the #1 team in the league right now. We are first place in the whole gosh darn league. Shout out to my man WhatSphinx for playing this hard out in an absolutely abominable matchup. But with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. I will catch you guys next week for our next battle. But I'm just happy where we are at now. See you guys another time. Peace.